What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, just a couple of days ago here at the channel, we ran an expose with some interesting pieces of dialogue Easter eggs from two films in the original Infinity Saga, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and of course, Avengers Age of Ultron, that seemed to imply that Magneto, Scarlet Witch's father, was already in the MCU and may have been the reason that Wanda and Pietro were able to survive their encounter with the Stark bomb in the first place. If you haven't watched that video already, I suggest you do, and I'll link it at the end of this. But now we have a brand new Easter egg in this most recent WandaVision trailer that lets us think that not only is Magneto going to be a part of this upcoming storyline, and when we get to it you'll see why, but that he may be introduced during this series. We're going to break down the entirety of the House of M Easter egg, where it was found, and what it means for Scarlet Witch's future in particular, and of course the Marvel Universe, whether they'd really introduce Magneto and how that storyline is supposed to do just that. Oh yeah, and the huge inclusion of mutants. We're going to break it all down. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray bill and our third and final Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I said, we will link the video we did just a couple of days ago at the end of this, and we suggest you watch it. There are some real Easter eggs for Magneto already in the MCU, but this huge Easter egg for the House of M included in the WandaVision trailer was front and center and might mean a ton of very interesting things, including this eventual introduction of her father. Now you can clearly see here while they're having dinner that this wine bottle has a huge M up at the top where it's pouring the wine, and then on the label says Mansion du Mépris. I definitely mispronounced all of those words. It's in French, but what it says on the label is House of Contempt or House of M, which is a direct Easter egg for the storyline of House of M, including Scarlet Witch. Now, there's a couple of things that aren't already in play in the MCU, namely the absence of mutants, but what happens in this storyline is that she ends up having a major mental breakdown, and I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible without any major spoilers, which kind of makes it hard to explain, but she has this breakdown at the loss of her children, this pocket reality with the help of Professor X that's been created. They could easily rewrite this as a mental breakdown in the fallout from losing Vision and from being snapped and everything that's gone on with the loss of the Avengers. And now she creates this pocket reality where she has this famous line, "No more mutants," and kills several mutants and superheroes. But here's the thing, we don't have them yet in the MCU. They are going to have to take that line out, but in this pocket reality, she recreates the House of M, and if she's going to do things like resurrect her own dead brother and create the reality that she wants, why wouldn't she bring back her father? We've heard of him in the original Age of Ultron story. That's where the story all starts. We were having dinner with her mother and father, the first bomb hits, and they disappear into the hole in the floor. If this pocket reality is all about her making exactly what she wants, bringing Vision back from the dead, perhaps her brother, her own children, why wouldn't she bring her father Magneto back? Now, of course, the story House of M assumes that we already know about a ton of mutants, the X-Men, the Avengers, Professor X, and Magneto. We have none of that in the MCU, but the major theme and sentiment from that story is that Scarlet Witch is not only insanely powerful. If you read the story, she comes off as the most powerful mutant of all time, and she's not quite an Omega level mutant. Of course, you guys can argue about that in the comments, but there are plenty of other characters in the MCU that have been way more powerful than her in the past. In the story, however, the sentiment is that she's growing out of control. Professor X even tells Magneto, hey, we're not going to be able to control her much longer. And at one point, the Avengers and the X-Men band together. Again, this is in the comics, and even plan on going up against her and taking her out. And it's that sentiment exactly that they don't really have to try too hard for in the MCU to have building and brewing that could lead right into this clash with her and all the normal heroes, something we were talking about going into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, where it may end up being the fact that she is the main villain. Think about the Avengers for just a sec. Tony Stark, dead and gone. Black Widow as well. Captain America is retired and now in his 90s, or is like he 130? I think that's right. He's about 130 years old. So basically all of the original Avengers that tied to her, the people who were looking after her after the loss of her brother, that's like losing your whole family again. So now she has no one, including Vision, that's an easy mental breakdown status, and the more she gets out of control, the more dangerous she gets, the more everybody's against her, which could lead her to feeling trapped, especially in this pocket reality, having to leave if she's not able to stay there because it's unraveling, and not being able to because of what she faces in the real reality. There's a lot going on in this story that you could definitely tie to all of the same sentiments and narrative in House of M without some of the same details. And again, if you take out the classic line, no more mutants, because that won't make sense in the context of the narrative, I think there is a lot of room to see her extended family resurrected again here through this pocket reality, in which case Magneto would have to be right on the horizon. He is a super important part of this story, and if they choose to do House of M without Magneto, they'll get it done. It's the MCU. They've done crazier stuff here on screen. I didn't think they were going to be able to do an Infinity Wars without Adam Warlock. They got that done, but still, it's very hard to imagine that they wouldn't want to go ahead and introduce one of the main characters that's a part of this story tied to Scarlet Witch, when we know that we're getting the X-Men somewhere down the road. And look, I already know that there's going to be so much crammed into this TV show already that it seems like a stretch to bring in another major character like that. But as I said in the other video, again, that I'll link at the end of this, that includes Easter eggs from the Infinity Saga regarding Scarlet Witch's backstory and Magneto. They could easily do it as, say, a series post-credit scene. And also remember, this leads directly in to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where it's already been confirmed that Kevin Feige had reached out to members of the previous X-Men and Sir Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman to come back and reprise their roles. There is room there in the multiverse for a ton of characters to be introduced. Could it be Magneto's coming through that as well? I can't wait to see where this goes in general, but the fact that they put a House of M Easter egg in the very first trailer lets us know clearly that we are going to have our hands full here in this series, and that Scarlet Witch is going to be unraveling as much so as this reality appears to be in this very first trailer. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. What do you think about this? Are you familiar with House of M? I wonder how much of my audience has actually read this, considering where it took place in the canon, our age, our relationship with being older comic book heads, and then the more new stuff in the MCU. I highly recommend the read, and if you're feeling a little frisky, maybe even jump for the omnibus. You'll have it all in one collection in a very nice book that you can read over and over again. Either way, let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 700,000 subscriber mark. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video. That'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes, like this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill. This is in no way an action figure at almost a full 3 feet tall. This is an immaculately sculpted museum quality piece, and our third and final Infinity Saga box set. We already gave away 2 of these this year, earlier in the year. We'll be giving this one away during the holiday season, during December, regardless of the subscriber count. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the Beta Ray Bill, or this Infinity Saga box set, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of the video, the same way we're doing here. And if you've missed any of the previous winner announcements, no worries. All you have to do, scroll back through the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name is Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.